Hi everyone, we've got a question on geometric series here, and it says a geometric series has a common ratio r and a first term a. Given that r is not equal to 1 and a is not equal to 0, prove that Sn is equal to a times 1 minus r to the n over 1 minus r. So this is a nice little proof. So let's think about how we're going to do this. So this proof works by we start off by writing down the geometric series. So we've got a, and then the next term is a plus r, is a times r rather. The next term is a times r, and then the next term after that is plus ar squared, and then so on all the way up to the last term, which is a times by r to the n minus 1. Okay, so that's our expression for our geometric series. Now, what we do is we now multiply the whole series by r and write it underneath. Okay, so we're going to have a times r would be the first term, the second term would be ar squared, and then the next one would be ar cubed, and we'd go all the way up to the last term, which would be a times r to the n. So that would be the last term, a times r to the n. And what we do is we subtract these two expressions from each other. So that's going to give us Sn minus r times Sn. And this is where something interesting happens. And A-level further mathematicians will be familiar with this. It's very much like the method of differences. But what's going to happen is when we subtract all of these two sequences, these terms that I'm circling here are all going to cancel out, because we're going to have that one and we take away that, so it disappears. That one, take away that one, take away that, and so on. So the only two that remain are the top left and the bottom right term. And because we're subtracting them, it's going to go to a minus a times by r to the n, like that. So that's what we've done. Now let's kind of see what can happen here. We can do some factorising now. We can take out Sn as a common factor of this expression, so 1 minus r. And we can take out a as a common factor of this expression. So again, 1 minus r to the n there. And then finally, we divide by the 1 minus r. So we end up with a is 1 minus r to the n over 1 minus r. And we've proved the formula that we were asked to derive there. So that's a super nice kind of 4 marks if something like that comes up. Okay, what's the next bit say? Part B. It says, given that S10 is equal to 4 times S5. Now this is where there's a common error. So basically, it seems a little bit counterintuitive, but we've got S10 and it is 4 times S5. Now the common error that the trap, I'm going to put big crosses by this, yeah, just to show, I'll put even one through it just so we can see it's wrong. But the common error that students fall into with this question is they think, oh right, S10 is 4 times bigger. It must be that I've got to do 4 times S10 and put it equal to S5. Now that's the trap, okay, and it's very easy to sort of fall into the trap of thinking that. But actually the correct way to think about this is that if S10 is 4 times bigger than S5, we've got to times the smaller one by 4 in order to be able to equate it with S10. Okay, so that's the correct approach. What we need to do is 4 times the smaller one in order to make it equal to the bigger one. So let's see what's our expression for S10 then. So S10 is going to be a times by 1 minus r to the 10 over 1 minus r. And that is going to equal 4 times S5, which is going to be a times by 1 minus r to the 5 over 1 minus r. So there we go. We've got an expression now which we've got to solve this expression for r. Well, there's a lot we can do here to simplify things. We can cancel out an a because it's on both sides. We could cancel out that 1 minus r because that's on both sides as well. And things are a little bit more simple now. We've got 1 minus r to the power of 10 is equal to 4 minus 4r to the power of 5. Oh, this looks interesting. This looks like I've got a disguised quadratic vibe coming on here. So we're going to add that over to the right hand side. So r to the 10 minus 4 lots of r to the 5. So we've got r to the 10 minus 4 lots of r to the 5 plus 3 is going to equal 0. Now this is a disguised quadratic, okay? And we can recognize a disguised quadratic whenever this power is double this power. So that's what we've got. So, I mean, you know, you don't have to do this, but when you're learning this technique, you could say let u equal r to the 5. And then we have u squared minus 4u add 3 equals 0. So we're saying two numbers that times together to make plus 3, but add together to make minus 4. Okay, so that's going to be minus 3 and minus 1. So that's going to factorize into u minus 3 and u minus 1 is equal to 0. And then when we sub in r to the 5 in there, u is r to the 5, so that is going to be r to the 5 minus 3 is one of the brackets, and r to the 5 minus 1 is the other bracket. Okay, let's carry on with that. Perfect, right, so now we can just basically, oh, we're at the bottom of the page here. Where shall we go? Let's have a new page. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're now going to say that that means that r to the 5 is equal to 3, or r to the 5 is equal to 1. This one would give us that r is equal to 1, and this one would give us that r is equal to the 5th root of 3. Now the question tells us that r is not equal to 1, so we can rule that one out. So our answer is just r is equal to the 5th root of 3 only. Perfect. I hope you found this quite a nice question, that one. I hope you found that helpful. Remember, if you're finding these videos useful, if you could like and subscribe to the channel, that's going to help me keep on making more videos for you moving forward. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.